Hello, everyone. It is finally here, the Beechcraft Starship. After some fun little things this morning, trying, of course, to get everything sort of working. They had a little bit of a thing with the installer in Windows 11 and 2024, but it all worked out great. I'm happy to say I have basically zero point zero 0.01 hours flying this aircraft. So during the stream today, you are going to get exactly what I have said you're going to get is literally a first flight, first experiences, and everything along those lines with this one. We'll be doing some videos a little bit later on next week, of course, to kind of give you a feel for other bits of this plane, but I'm just super excited to finally be able to fly this. I've been looking forward to this since they first announced it. Somebody needs to get me the cleaner so I can go ahead and clean up the nose on this thing. And like I said, it's just, this is cool. This is really, really, really cool. I appreciate the detail here, and they got the little towing and everything. It is a canard design, which I think is the coolest thing in the world. Like I always think of like canards as like kind of like the easiest way to do things as far as pitch control, but this is just wild to actually get a canard airplane that is not like, an EF-20 2000 or something like that. All right, pop that sucker off, and the wing's a little bit bigger than I thought it would be. Like I said, I have to go fly this thing in some VR. And again, just taking in some of these exterior details before we actually try to get this thing going. The fact there's no regular tail on this hurts my brain. I'm fine with it, of course, because they got kind of this little half tail down here. It's got this little tiny stabilizer on it. You know for a fact that when they were doing some aerodynamic testing, like, well, we just need a little tiny bit more. And somebody came out and actually did something along those lines, which is just so darn awesome. I mean, like the flap tracks on this thing, look at this. The flap tracks extend out of the actual wing. I can't think of another airplane like this. I have seen this arrangement before where you can see a little bit of the track in there. And you can even see the screw there that actually drives it. Like I said, really, really neat details on this thing. And it is, I don't know, I'm quite excited, as you can probably tell just from kind of taking a listen here. This is literally, like I said, the first time I've had an opportunity to really fiddle with this thing. All right, let's climb inside. All right, looking at this, oh, my 1980s. This is cool. This is really, really cool. All right, come in the back seat here. I always love to see little details. And look at this. What do they have back here? Best aft of the co-pilot bureau. It's Burt Rutan, our designer. Of course, he loved his canards. If you've ever heard of the Long Easy before, is a classic example of a Burt Rutan design. It's very much a neat aeroplane, and it's like I said, unique. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. Let's go open that sucker up. Oh, check this out. You also have little lights in here. So like in a pinch, you could like turn on the individual entry lights. And I love this little dedication plate there. I got this very, very, very clever guy. The New England Air Museum, where I used to work literally for 10 years. One of the things we had was we had a couple of the different Burt Rutan planes, but we also had some other things too. And it was neat seeing this picture on the wall of all the aviator kind of history pieces. This is neat. I love the fact they actually have the little entry lights there. And of course, we have we got to have our paperwork here. We are NC01. Can I click this? Is this thing? No, I'm pushing buttons on the other side. I probably just broke this, and I love this Aviation Florida. Nice touch. Let's go ahead and climb inside here. All right, control lock. We'll go ahead and pop that sucker off. Since I've never flown this plane, like, and I mean really, really have never flown this plane, we're going to have to take a couple minutes and actually get the real world checklist there, and I'll go ahead and borrow that. Oh, this is so cute. These seats are like, I'm pretty sure I had a car that I sat in like this, and I imagine it has the big nasty metal seat belts too. I do not see any seat belts on this thing. That's bothersome, but I guess I'm not going to worry about it too much. All right, I'm going to get the regular checklist that comes with our friend here. The only reason being is going to make it a little bit easier for us. Aircraft checklists, and we're just going to kind of roll right through it. I'm going to pop it on my other screen, so you don't have to kind of look at me fiddling around with this thing the whole time. But we'll go through with the buttons here and see what we can find. All right, parking brake. I'm going to make sure that was the set position. Control locks removed. Landing gear control needs to be in the down position. Good, it is down. Excellent. Looks like we're turning the battery on. Pop that switch real quickly there. We got to make sure all of our trims and everything are set to 0. And again, we're taking a look here. Looks like our roll trim is not set to 0 here. We should probably crank that over. And just crank it over to the takeoff position. My goodness, that's a lot of roll trim. And of course, for nose trim, we have nothing special as far as that goes, but that's perfectly fine. Elevator pitch trim here, we could probably give it a couple units and pop it right in the middle there. Excellent. Trim is set. Fuel quantity check. I love the gauge for this thing. It's just so old school. Let's see here. The back tank's got 590 pounds. Back tank's 590, so the two are all set. Oxygen pressure, I think. Oh, I got to remember. I'm going to see it in a second. Oh, don't quiz me. Don't quiz me. There it is. And we have 1850. It is warm as heck in here. Does not surprise me. We are in the middle of the summer where I live right now. Battery switches are off. Wheel chucks removed. Static covers, engine covers, gear locking pins. Let's confirm that. That looks good to me. You can see the little data disk there. There's my pins pretty much ready to go. Emergency exit secure. I believe I need to go do things for the emergency exit here. Let's see here. How do we close? Here we go. Cabin door. Let's just slam that thing closed. Nice. And you can see the pin popped out, which means it is in the okie doke position. Nice. All right, let's keep going. So next step, air steer is done. Before starting engine, circuit breakers on the left side need to be in the in position. Let's see here. I love the sounds this thing makes. It is just so old school. Looks good to me on that position. Love it. We got to check the ones on this side as well. Just looking. I love how they're all circuit breakers. How often are you actually going to sit there and fiddle with the circuit breakers? So let's be honest. As you could tell, I'm excited. All right, reversionary switches. That's going to be here in the middle. That's all set. Coming over here, reversionary switches, all set. We still didn't know what button we accidentally pushed. Seatbelts and shoulder needs to be in the fasten position. I'm assuming it is. Parking brake, we set it a second ago. It is still set. Audio panels and mic. Let's go take a look here. This is probably the switch I hit. This looks good. Marker beacon looks good. We have this on auto. Maybe this is the one. Nope, those are already good. Static source is good. Microphone source is good. pitot air, oxygen system. We're going to get all that stuff later, I'm sure. That all looks good to me. That all looks good to me. All right, super. All right, static source normal. Let's see, static source. It's right there. Looks good. Oxygen mass test. Ooh, this will be cool. Let's push the button, see what happens. No sound. That's a universal sound for meaning I missed something. There we go. Nice. Delightful. All right, oxygen's good. Ice protection needs to be in the off position. Check. We're going to make sure the anti-skid switch. Oh boy, where's the anti-skid switch going to be? Anti-skid, I would imagine it'd be somewhere around the landing gear. Hey, there it is. Should be in. We found the switch I pushed. I knew we'd find one. Center revisionary panel looks good to me. Let's see here. Standby instruments. I think there's a switch for standby instruments. Yes, right there. And it's running off the battery. So just give me a heads up. Great detail. Great detail. That is correct. That's what that would do. All right. Standby power battery came on, which it did. Power levels should be idle. Good. Actually, idle is here. Got to watch out for that. Propeller levers should be full forward. Check. Condition levers should be off. Check. Bleed air valve should be in the off position. Check on that one. Temperature mode should be off. Checked. Battery should get turned on. Here we go. Battery's on. Check. Triple feed bus volts. Let's see here. Battery amp, triple feed. It's enough. It's enough. Battery amps is 48. Yikes. We're chewing through it really, really quick. Center bus. 26, 23 is good to go. ECAS needs to come on. That's that switch right there. Fuel valves push closed. I believe there's a switch here. Fuel, firewall, fuel. Okay. Let's see here. Push that. I'm guessing I pushed that. I like the fact that, there it goes. It says closed. All right. So that's going to close. Both of those came closed, and it has a little extinguisher light. Good. So it seems like it works. This should turn on. We should turn standby pumps on next. That's those two switches there. Looks good. Fuel pressure low annunciator. Checking. It should be illuminated. Push open. Click. These lights should go out. Check. Hey, we got working fuel pumps. Nice. Push open. Extinguisher. Extinguish. Standby pumps come to the off position. Check. Nice. Standby pumps are off. Fuel low annunciator should have gone back on. It did. They're going to ask us to check the transfer system. We can't do that. We have full tanks right now. Fuel transfer message, transfer flow, avionic fail message. We should have an avionic air fail message, which we do. Check. So we're going to turn on the blower for that. There it goes. That went out. Good. It means it works. All right. We're going to leave that on. It is a very hot summer day here in Connecticut. Let's see here. Blower on, extinguish, avionics alternator blower off, fuel quantity confirmed. Oxygen pressure, we checked that already. 1850 confirmed. Cabin lights, external lights. It's probably a big deal. Turn that one on. We have a bar in this thing? Holy smokes. That's getting fancy. All right. External lights as required. Starting battery. Here we go. So the checklist here is we're going to press the start button. We have our ignition and engine start. That's going to go right at 12% N1. We're going to flip on the fuel at 65% N1. We're going to shut off the starter, turn on the generator, flip the thing from start. Here we go. Actually, can I do an alt right click on this? I can. Yes, this is going to make it so much easier for us to do. All right, let's do it. Got to start. It's much quieter on the inside, that is for darn sure. All right, we're waiting for 65%. 65% is set. We're going to pop that off, pop that over to this position, and generator comes on. Go check the generators, and we're at 31% load on that side. Right generator checks. Voltage is now 28.6. Life is good on the right side of this aircraft. Nice. Check. We're supposed to wait for the battery's load thing to go away. It's charging slowly. What's the minimum load? 12. What do they give us for the minimum load here? Battery charge until load meter. I can't read the thing that says what it needs to do. Oh well, let's start the other side. All right, let's grab onto it. The pros will wait until it stops going up. Man, this is a fresh battery. Again, the reason you want to wait as long as you can is, yeah, it puts a little more stress on the starter, but notice how much colder our engine started at. That is definitely desirable. Propeller's coming up. Waiting for 65. That looks good to me. Pop that on. All right, this is the tricky part. We need to make sure the two generators are correctly balancing the share here. All right, so we can see one side is a little bit much. Right load, let's see, left load. A battery amp is off. Excellent. So we got an almost even share here, but that's okay. All right, so let's check for my switches. Generator ties open. Here we go. Good. Excellent. That did exactly what it did. It should give us a warning message for that. Yes, it did. Good. Triple feed volts. This is, again, we're running balanced. Triple feed volts. 27.8. That's valid. And then we're going to snap it back to the normal position. Nice. The load is going to switch based on the two desires. Excellent. Left and right generator ties open message should be extinguished. Confirm. Let's see here. Generator load should be paralleled. It is definitely paralleled. Fabulous. All right. Pilot and cockpit avionics on. By the way, whenever you turn something on, you always want to give it a second. Then you want to hit the next switch. Whoops. There we go. It's going to take a few moments to kick in. Standby indicators on. I don't think we ever actually shut them off. That was bad on our part. Bleed air valves come to the both position. Excellent. Blowers and temperatures get set. All right. We're going to assume this is a good temperature. We'll go check in a second. I have a feeling it needs to be adjusted. Temperature mode auto. Lights is required. Cabin safety belts. No smoke. Pilot instrument. Ooh. We should probably set that. There we go. Altimeter's been reset. Flap and forward wing should go ahead and get retracted. Gosh, it's loud. There it goes. Just making sure they cycle. And they do cycle beautifully. Nice. AHRS aligning message should be off. And it is, which is awesome. Excellent. CDU time and position. All right, let's go ahead to the CDU. All right, so update position. Let's see here. All data, Hartford is the closest. That's actually accurate. All data is correct. We can read and write for the diskette. You want to see something amazing? Check this out. Now, the best part, though, is if I want to load FMS data here. Actually, got to go back. MSG. Let's see, radar. Oh, look at that. That's so handy. I love the way that works. Go to the ATC as the active again. And just come to identification. That's awesome. Trip planning, initialize system, update position. No, that's fine. I'm just going to accept current position. Or I can just go back here kind of a thing. Root library. Just want to see. I haven't had a chance to play with this yet. Let's see, erase user waypoints. Oh, definitely don't fiddle with that. That would be pretty scary. I like how they have a little password. Oh, they have a debugger in here. Oh, that's so cool. Read write diskettes. Read file from diskette. Did you hear that sound? Listen. That is the fastest file load I think I've ever seen. All right, flight data not available, flight data not a real number. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. All right, I guess we'll take that one. I can literally hear it. It's just crunching behind me. I like that. Arc map, I love that. That's awesome. I'm sorry, that is awesome. All right, that is fantastic. And then we have acknowledge checklist, acknowledge index. We have the FMS plan page here, performance. Oh, look at that. They even have like a little thing where, oh, this is going to be so much fun to fiddle with. Present position map, high level VORs. This is so cool. Check that out. Oh, that is so old school. Oh my goodness, that is massively old school. Look at that display. Gosh, this is, they had way too much fun doing this. Speaking of which, I'm getting a warning about cockpit temperature. Let's see what the heck's going on with this thing. All right, foreign object damage is minimal. Electrical system is okay. Cabin, oh my goodness, it's 94 degrees. Yeah, it is that warm. My avionics are going to start failing in a second, and there's very little I can do about it except maybe crank the blower up to max or something like that. All right, this is as high as the blowers get. Oh, that's a problem. And then my temperature's already set to the best I can. We basically need to get in the air before everything starts shutting off on us. That's kind of fun. And we would never arm that, by the way. All right, let's see what we have here. CDU time is good. The FMS looks like a ton of fun to play with. I don't know that I want to sit here and fiddle with it forever. Let's see, initial trip planning. Enter waypoints. Oh, cool. So we can use this. Oh, look at that. You can see as a from waypoint. Sure, we'll say that. Actually, even better. We'll just dial that in. I love how this system uses the old-fashioned, like, the I forget what it is, the TD9 or something like that. All right, so I must type something in. So if I do a letter, we can do, let's see here, K. Whoops, I did not do that well. No. That's how it works. So if I do K, H, that's neat. F. Okay, that takes a little bit to get used to, but it's not bad. There it is. Fantastic. That will be my first waypoint, and we're going to be traveling up to, where do we want to go? We don't want to go too far today. We could do PBD. We'll do BDR today. So our destination will be KB. Whoops. I got to get used to that. I feel like this and that's the way they do it, but it feels backwards to me. Whoops. D, and we'll do R, Romeo here. And we've got that on radar. Boop, just like that, bearing distance. Lovely. That's exactly what I'd like to see. All right, estimated ground speed. We wouldn't have. Oh, this is for planning. This isn't for actually putting it into the flight plan there. Oh. Let's see here. Requires initialization. Update VLF. Update FMS. That's fine for me. Okay, we're going to use GNS. Actually, no, we want FMS. Shoot. No, I just broke it. Oh well. Bummer. That unfortunately means that this is now our active navigational tool. Lame. Oh well. Oh well. Good enough. Like I said, it'll be enough for us to be able to basically navigate a little bit today. And like I said, I still have a lot of reading to do, a lot of studying to do to be able to have something a little bit more successful for us. But that's okay. All right, we've got all of our Collins controls there. Looks good to me. We've got this one. Like I said, this is literally my first flight. It has, I have 0 hours on this thing. It's literally that little time. And just kind of take a look around, kind of get a feel from it. Yeah, we're about to have some avionics failures here. They are kicking as hard as they can, but we got to basically get this thing cooled off or it's not going to go well for us. Neat. All right, so that's all set. But what I really want to do is fly this thing. This is a first flight. This is an A. Let's go do everything carefully and precisely. This is just, let's go for a spin. There's my index. Everything is good to go. FMS data, like I said, that's all. Okay, that's fine. I'm not really worried about that right now. Index, nav, got all of our radios. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look. There's our active radio. Just want to see how this works. Can I just go like that? Oh, it does work that way. Nice, nice, very nice. Of course, I would need 119 or 0.6. We're heading to the south. Okay. That's a little weird, but we're not here to evaluate. Oh, this thing wants to go. Oh my goodness, I was not expecting this thing to leap off the line like that. Developers, you do not need to tip our heads down. We'll do that with our own camera controls. All right, I need to find like what's comfortable here. Gosh, the beta range on this is incredible. My goodness. Wow, I hope it's worth the noise. Turn that down for my own sanity here. Not bad at all. Yeah, so we have some frequencies all mishmashed here. I love the beta range on this. It's a really, really smooth beta range. I can just slam it into beta. Look at this. It just comes to a stop, and I don't even have to hit the brake. Love it. I'll put my own parking brake on. Request clearance VFR. All right, before takeoff, here we go. Enunciators check. Ice pressurization altitude must be set. Clear for takeoff. We're not going up that high, but we'll do 1,000 feet just in case. Normal set. All right, right now, 10 o'clock position. Check. Manual cabin altitude if we need it. Avionics check and set. Autopilot. Theoretically, we can engage that at any time. Like I said, this is literally the first flight, so just fiddling around, seeing what's there. All right, that looks good to me. Let's go back to the index page. Hey, I understand how that works now. Uh-oh, starting to get a little chirps and stuff. Love it. This is display. I like that little feature. That's neat. That's neat. All right, like I can switch between the CDUs too. There's like a manual mode. You can change the range. See, I love that. All right, looks good to me. Looks good to me. All settings there. It looks like you have to press and hit hold for halt. But again, I'll take a look at it later on. Oh, is that what I think it is? Oh, you can do a specific vertical speed. I like that. And this is where you pick your altitude. I knew I'd find it. We'll go up to 11,000. Well, it has to be 12,000. So we'll do 12. All right, we're good. Let's go. All right, let's check everything else. Autopilot's good. Yoke disconnect good. Wings and flaps are good. Free and control. Auto feathers arm. Standby altimeter is set. Flight and engine display is set. Let's go. Look at the size of this thing. Can't get over that. All right, let's line ourselves up. A little bit of brake. Okay. All right, avionics, please don't shut off on me. Please don't shut off on me. All right, 72 targets. It's just that hot in here, but it'll cool off once we do get a little bit of altitude here. All right, everything else is good. Options is good. I don't have anything special going. I don't have anything closed. All right, let's put this away. We're good to go for takeoff. And let's actually, if we could, I don't know if it's going to do this, but like I said, still learning, still learning. What do we want to do here? We'll pop nav here. Flight director should be popped on. Is that a switch to shut off flight director? Yes, it is. Go figure. Let's do it. I love how you can hear the wheels. Okay, a little bit longer of a takeoff run than I was expecting. Don't worry, Awash 2024. I will definitely have it for us. That'll be next week, though. Continue for south departure, Beach 64. Oh, I like it. Not bad at all. Okay, so remember how we set frequency change, B64. Oh, neat. It's actually picking up like localizers and everything like that. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing go. Look at this thing go. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of videos on this one next week. That is for darn sure. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yep, the amount of trim I'm having to feed this thing is incredible. So whatever they thought that little needle actually meant was not correct. Not bad. Not bad at all. Wow, is this thing climb, though? Of course, I have like maximum torque right now. All right, let's fiddle with some needles and see what happens. Oh, nope. Still needs more right trim. Yeah, so that was bad advice. And that will be something I will comment on tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, next week. That's a next week problem, as I like to say. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good. We're over 4,000. Man, does this thing climb. I don't know how I feel about this. This is a little different. A little different. It's not a bad thing. It's just different. Just different. And again, different is okay. What I really want to do is just fiddle with all this stuff. But like I said, so much of this stuff is just like, you know, ready to go kind of a thing. All right, I need to come to my right a little more. That's what I thought. All right. I like how there's just a direct to now, so I can just do direct BDR or something like that. I don't think it's going to like me very much, but we'll try it. We'll try it. And a couple taps of that. Nope. My trim is so whacked. Pro tip, do not do anything with the aileron trim. All right, that works pretty well. And just taking a look down here and seeing how it all looks. Nice. Let's try hitting the autopilot and see what happens. And we definitely missed a switch somewhere because it did nothing. That's okay. That's what we're here to find out. I can fly it by hand. It's fine. Actually, no. The autopilot kicked in. It worked. Nice. Of course, we're not on course or anything like that, but we'll deal with that. Let me go ahead and reduce some power here. Oh, that's what that is. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Bring down the RPM a little bit. Does this turn green too? Ah, see, that is so cool. I love like some of the ergonomics is what I'm going to call it. Definitely some really, really cool ergonomics in this plane. Ah, here's the heading select and stuff like that. I gotcha. Yeah, we're back on course anyway. It doesn't really matter. All right, let's see if I can do this. I just think it's neat. Okay, I can get quick at this. I can get quick at this. Hey, look at that! Look at that! I'm not useless. No, autopilot is armed, but we did not get nav hold. That's okay, though. From present position, select... Oh, cool, you can pick courses and everything like that. See, it was exactly what I expected. Okay, at least we have a better idea of which direction I need to face. Like I said, I got to fiddle with it. All right, index, system control. Whoop, whoa, oh, 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 oh. Okay, so we need a lot less cruise torque than that. Got it. Oh, I love how the selected position, it shows you the actual... Oh, this is so clever. There are so many like little like clever things in this airplane. I'm so impressed. I know. Chill. Oh, we're in VOR mode. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to come up with a way to basically tell it I want to use XYZ as my... Yeah, see how it's using that as my navigation source? That's okay, though, because like I said, I'm on course. We'll be there in 5 minutes, so it doesn't really matter anyway. This looks so cool. All right, let's see here. Flight plan. Oh, that's all working correctly. This looks good to me. Oh, let's see here. Route and fuel management. I'm sure we have plenty of fuel. We actually have to start coming down like in 2 seconds. FMS data. Yes, this is working. This is working. Communications, that's all set. That's all nice. Radar. Ah, got it. Click. And ho, 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 eat that. Ha, 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 ha. Nice. So it turns out I'm pretty useless, but I'm not worthless. Nice. And again, my literally first time flying this thing. This is so cool. Oh, this is so cool. Again, you can tell I'm just enjoying myself to death right now. I got radar is off. It is definitely in the standby position. I just want to like fiddle with the switch. Like I could spend hours fiddling with the switches, but for today, like I said in the little description there, it's just a matter of fiddling around with things and see what happens. Okay, so this is cool. Let's go to radar control, ground map. I want to see how good the radar is. So we have splits. Can we adjust the tilt? Oh, please don't be a reverse. Okay, it doesn't reverse. Whoa! Oh, check that out! Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. That is awesome. Oh, I want to adjust the gain on this so bad. Okay, it doesn't do anything. Gain normal. Oh, I can enjoy the game. Oh, I have to. There's like an up and down arrow. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at that. You can fiddle with the gain. So you should be able to jack the gain up so high that this all goes basically. And that's a technical term for you can't read it anymore. That is so freaking cool. Kind of put it back to auto. Gain normal. Clutter's off. Oh, you can even hold it. This is so cool. All right. Should probably put it on weather, though. Yeah, I had a feeling there's going to be some weather. Oh, should have looked out the window sooner. This is really impressive. I like how it levels off at 5 grand, even though I didn't tell it to do anything yet, but that's okay. 12,000, 2569. Like I said, this is just to fiddle with it. I want to see what this thing can do. Oh, I wonder if the avionics ever cooled off, by the way. Let's go find out. That's a hot nope. At least it's cooling off a little bit in here. And I like how it takes cold air right out of here, basically into here. And I think the blower's at full speed, too. Let's see here. Blowers. Basically, just crank the blowers. Let's see. Here's the blower speed. Yeah, it's as fast as it can possibly go right now. Oh, do you notice it's starting to roll a little bit? Its pitch isn't perfect. Oh, that's so cool. Ah, gosh, this thing's neat. Let's see. My blower fan is at maximum. I've got it down to 73, and I really should drop it even colder in here to desperately try to cool some of these things off. Wow, it's still really hot in there. That's okay, though. That's okay. Gosh, that is so cool. All right. Let's start our descent, I think, because we're basically ready to come down. All right, 1,100 from Bridgeport, but that's fine. Let's do, we'll do indicated airspeed mode. Oh, there's a profile button. I like that. And then there's an IAS button. Oh, too much, too much, too much. Actually, one thing I would like to see. This is so, like, I'm sorry, folks. You're just hearing me kind of gush here. I'm just impressed. That's the external switch. I'm going to have to basically spend 45 minutes just sitting on the ground, like pushing levers to see what it does. All right, descent feels pretty good here. I've got everything kind of locked in and out. One thing I would like to check is, even though it's been a very short flight, high-frequency radio. My very, very good friend, if he sees this high-frequency radio, he might get panicky at me. All right, that looks good to me. Oh, this is, I love it. Absolutely love it. Notice, by the way, that the roll trim for takeoff was over here when we set it, but by the time I actually got the roll proper, it's all the way over here on the right. Let that be a warning. Let's see here. That's good to me. I just want to see what everything does. Aft tank is 476, 472. That's good. Neither one has the same amount of fuel. Hey, check this out. Isn't that so cool? I love that. That's a neat little detail. All right, we have nothing to worry about that. Surface pressure, engine actuators. Man, this is a lot. All right, time to come in for a landing. Of course, we're doing 235 into Bridgeport. They're going to be so mad at us. There it is, Bridgeport BDR. Bridgeport Tower Beach 64 is about 9.5 miles to the northeast, requesting a really high-speed landing. Oh, I'm so close. Is altitude selected? It could be one of those aircraft. Left downwind for 6, Beach 64. Left the landing lights on. Nobody's got to notice. All right, let's get ready to land. One thing you have not seen is, like I've said, been filling with the checklist the whole time. I've been doing things correctly. All right, let's see. Before landing, here we go. Approach speed, confirm. Pressurization should be set to basically sea level altitude. Actually, smart thing to do here would actually be to dump it. And the reason you would dump it is basically because you just don't need it anymore. All right, that's good to me. No smeeking check. Smeeking. Landing gear down. Stopping at landing gear down. I'll put this away just in case. I don't want to miss anything. All right, left downwind for 6. Oh, the controls are so heavy. I love it. All right, there it goes. Why on earth are they sending me in on 6? Oh, man. It's like a brick. Remember when I was complaining about the roll trim? Well, I'm going to complain some more. Just curmudgeon-y. Okay, that's our runway 6. You can see it right there. Keep in mind, we're doing like 250 right now, so we're not exactly going slow. Okay, so a couple comments. Now that I've had a chance to experience this plane a little bit, I am It's so brute force in the best possible way. It's so brute force, it makes me want to get myself my own floppy disk drive. I have several floppies sitting in my closet right now. Believe it or not, the first computer I ever operated was a Tandy TRS-80. For those of you nerds out there, you can go take a look at what one of those looks like. But we had the big 5.5-inch floppies, and they were wonderful. And playing like the old school Q*berts and stuff like that. Good times, good times. The reason I bring that up is like it's just I don't know, I don't know. All right, let's do it. So we're going to do our landing here, our approach speed. Let's go ahead and do the math. Looks like our red line today is going to be 95 knots. Let's get out a calculator, and we're going to work out our approach speed. 95 times 1.3 gives us an approach speed of $1.25. So that's going to be pretty fast, actually. That's really fast, even for like a Bridgeport here. All right, there's our left downwind. They're going to give us clearance to land as soon as we cross mid. Well, in the real world, they give us, depending on who's on duty at Bridgeport, they would usually let us go right at the midpoint. Okay, these little... that's so cool. I love those things. That's so neat. I also appreciate that when you put your flaps down with this thing. Check this out. Check this out. Do you see what do you see what they do? Do you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Have you ever seen a control surface do that before? It's going to be a heck of a long base. So you guys going to clear us, or are you just going to sit here and leave me in the dark? Have you ever seen a control thing go forward on the nose of the plane before? Cleared 6, Beechcraft 6-4. Okay, I can definitely put this away. We get it, it's hot. So this little thing I'm doing right here with my head is so authentic to real-world flying, it's not even funny. Over the beach, nobody, again, in the real world, I don't think there's actually, people don't really, no, there's the pavilion. Nobody's swimming today, though. Which is funny, because in the real world, I promise you, there's about 1 million people swimming on that beach. All right, let's crouch down. Let's crowd down. Uh-oh. Somebody's telling me to do something here. Fly out to Martha's Vineyard and pick them up. Oh, I could do that. I could do that. All right. So for those of you who are not familiar with Mr. Nips there, who just made a quick little comment in the chat, Mr. Nips flies real-world turboprops. I just get to sit there and listen to his fun stories of people doing stupidity. So it's awesome. What do I do in the real world? I get to fly little, propeller jockeys. All right, this is $1.25. This is my calculated landing speed. And if you look, you'll actually notice, oh, just kidding. I was at the correct speed. Okay, so the turboprops are a little annoying. It's because of the beta range. Slow. There we go. Right. 2 red, 2 white. I haven't landed on 6 in so long. First landing. Long. Oh, sorry, Wheels. Very long. I love the little ooh. That's awesome. Oh man, what a trip. What a trip of a plane this is. Turn next taxiway, Beach 64. Ah, man, this is cool. I did not think it was going to float like that. I legitimately thought that interesting. Very, very interesting. It's also a lot lower to the ground than it looks. Yes, this is not a taxiway, eat me. All right, been asked to go pick up somebody over at Martha's Vineyard. We'll go park real quick, and we'll get ready for takeoff, and we'll go rip over to Martha's Vineyard. It should only take us a few minutes. Now that we kind of know what we're doing, this might be a little bit easier. All right, let's go park over here. Yeah, this is not standard procedure, but I don't exactly, follow that usually. All right, let's go park it right here. I'm sure Tower is loving us right now. All right, so we got to go pick somebody up at Martha's Vineyard, huh? No problem. Contact ground on 120.9er. just going to ask them to take off again. All right, well, this should go to standby. Let's see if we can figure this out now. Flight plan. From present position, we're going to go ahead and delete waypoint. And we're going to go ahead and insert a new waypoint. From present position, course distance, we'll add a waypoint. Oh, I'm getting better at this already. So we got to go out to Martha's Vineyard is what I was asked to do here. Okay, let's see here. Mike. We're going to go over to Mike. We're going to go over to Victor. And, of course, we're going to do Yankee. Looks good to me. Waypoint enter. Whoop, that looks good to me. Direct Martha's Vineyard. Looks good, looks good. Direct to end of flight plan. I like this. This is simple. This is simple. I can work with this. All right, let's adjust the range. We're at 50 here. I should be able to basically go all the way out. So the present position is not accurate. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to come in here, and I'm going to insert, can we say the current position? No change, cancel direct, insert waypoint after replace waypoint. Oh, I like that. I like that. See, I'm getting the hang of it. K, B, D, and we're Bridgeport, 1, 2, 3. Whoops. That was not a K. K, B, D. Where's R? 1, 2, 3. Nice. I did it a second time. I got to look up when I type. K, B, D. And now we're going to get this time. We're going to get this time. Nice. That's correct. And we're going to press waypoint enter. And we're saying I would like to go from BDR to Martha's Vineyard. I'm going to press OK. And it cooked. And we're good to go. All right. So we're going from BDR to that one. Looks good to me. End of flight plan. Looks delightful. We can do nav source. We got that all set up here. HSI. Looks good to me. We'll go to ArcMap. Looks good to me. We'll change the range. I like how it's at 10 miles. It's so cool. And then we can go out all pretty far. It's 50 miles. Obviously, it's going to be a right turn to get there. Gosh, that's cool. All right, come back over here. Position map. And we should be able to just hit display. Terminal waypoints. There we go. There's our lovely map that's going to take us where we need to go. That looks good to me. All right, it's coming to me now. It's coming to me now. All right, let's go ahead and pick us an altitude. Mr. Nips, could you tell us what the weather is over in lovely Martha's Vineyard when you got a second? Actually, we're going 11,000 this time. And we will get to 11,000, I promise. All right, looks good to me. Let's see here. Flight director is pre-selected. I've got altitude pre-selected. That's good for me. I like how they're the left side and the right side. I also like the fact the autopilot select is way the heck down here. Nice. We have a turbulence setting here. That's good. You can see that it's updated. That's what we had from before, but we're not using that right now to fly. We're going up to 11,000. So we'll set the pressurization set up. Looks good to me. Looks good to me. Looks good to me. We still have some cool. Let's go. Bridgeport grounds, change of plans, Beach 64, request taxi to the active, departure to the east. Taxi 2, hold short, runway 6 via Alpha Cross 29er, Beach 64. Nice. All right. Just testing this thing out, put it through its paces. Should do a little bit of DME stuff, too, while we're goofing off here. I wonder if the avionics compartment ever it's 112 degrees. Well, I could tell you it finally cooled off in the cabin here, but you can see the avionics is dying a very painful death at the moment as far as temperature goes. Also got some ignition warnings. It makes me not feel so good, but that's okay. Gosh, the beta on this is a little goofy. All right, that's it. I'm locking this thing up so that I can come over here and flip that switch. All right. And then we got some ignition warnings. Go ahead and shut those off. Got it. Like I said, still learning this plane. And people ask, actually, that is a very common question I get. People say, how do you figure things out? Ironically, I tell them it's a lot of this. You basically fiddle around, play with things, try to go figure something out, then fiddle a little bit more, try to play with that. That doesn't work. Try something out, fiddle with this, fiddle with that. And the next thing you know, you are tolerably not awful at flying a particular airplane. And like I said, it's all variable. I like how you're literally witnessing me going through that process right now. All right, let's make sure all of our needles and stuff are where they need to be. We have a selected altitude this time. We've updated our atmospheric pressure. Again, that beta range. You feel how strong that beta is? Oh, my goodness. Let's go pop on the runway. We should have plenty of fuel to get there. Again, I just slam it into a beta there, or slam it into reverse and just wait. Bridgeport Tower, Beach 6-4 holding short of 6 on Alpha, request east departure. Look at this, look at this. I don't even have to touch the brakes. Clear for takeoff, runway 6, Beach 6-4. All right. Auto feathers armed. We are armed for takeoff. We have a little more practice with this thing this time. We'll go ahead and do a click and flaps for takeoff. See if it's a little bit easier for us. Looks good to me. Give it a nice gentle turn. Oh, there we go. Line up at the runway. Go ahead and hold the brakes. Give everybody a little wiggle. Make sure it's working. Feeling good to me. Nice. Let's do it. We'll use suggested takeoff power this time. I love how you can hear the wheels. Definitely not a short takeoff run on this one. Look at how much the canards wiggle. Uh-oh. Again. I recognize that way too late. Way too late. Yeah, we would have died. Okay. Lesson number 2 learned. The takeoff run on this plane is measured in, miles. Nope, brake was definitely off. Gosh. Took way too long to make that bad piloting decision. Gosh. All right, new thing I've noticed. All right, we're ripping. Gosh, this thing. Oh, that's the issue. Oh, air traffic control. Why are you like that? You'd think I'd have the propeller blades like on backwards or something like that. Okay, that was disgusting. That was wrong. Never, ever, 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 ever do that. All right, let's get ourselves on course now. Never do that. Notice my wheel well is overheating. Continue for east departure after I went off the runway and died. All right, we've already got a problem. Our wheel well is overheating. What do you mean I wasn't clear for flight sim, everybody? All right, let's go ahead and reduce power to our climb torque here. All right, looks good to me. We're right about there. Everything is finally cooled off. I know, isn't it a shame? And now they tell me it's... I don't even know. All righty, we'll do indicated airspeed. We'll do navigational hold, which we've already got. We'll do IAS. We'll come down here and flip the lever. And we should be picking up speed in just a moment. Okay, a couple quick things. First of all, I'm very impressed with just how much room this thing takes to get off. That was not pleasant at all. Second thing, which I thought was very, very interesting, why are we not climbing? Like I said, new airplane for me. Got to learn the ropes, literally. So I'm guessing the speed adjustment, let's see here, that's left, right, up, down. Let's see if that's going to give me anything. It does give me something, okay. It's definitely something I'd have to actually program on my joystick or something if I want to be able to control it a little easier. There we go. Like I said, learning. That's what I love about Sims. There we go. Keep it right at 80%. And then we can do some fiddling with the Omega, which is something I've been meaning to play with. All right, we're on our way to go visit our friend Mr. Nips over at Martha's Vineyard. Fantastic. All right. With that taken care of, let's go bring this up and fiddle with this some more. All right, FMS performance. Let's see how we're doing here. Time to go, 229. It's not going to take that long. Estimated time of arrival is 2204. Let's see here. Local time, should I get that? Ground speed is about 213. Airspeed, heading, everything looks good. Again, this is all coming off the FMS itself. If we go to the menu, I can do progress. Oh, this is cool. I love how manual and text-based this is. There's just something very brutal about it. And that's something I like. Flight time, depart time. That's so darn cool. Can we actually do multiple pages? Yes, we can. Route list is good. VOR, DME status. We have nothing on VOR 1. That's a little bothersome, but we can see that the DME is working correctly, which is important. All right, see how the VLF is doing. Apparently, we're not using all of our channels here, but our error is only 0.1 nautical miles. We are synchronized. VLF is synchronized. Nice. Position summary. Let's see here. It is not using the VOR and DMEs. It's using GNSS, which, of course, is hyper accurate, which is okay. Let's go play. Let's go play. All right, let's come over on this side. All data's okay. Let's go come play a little bit here. Let's see, FMS data. Actually, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to come down here. System control, there we go. So our source is FMS, that checks. Don't push that button. Update VLF is good. We can go to sensors. We are enabling all these items, but obviously GNS and WAS is doing most of the work. If I do station deselect here, we're using, okay, so we are allowing everybody as far as our Omega goes. Omega is a really, really, really cool conversation. So we have Omega and VLF. That's kind of cool. System control. We'll go back to sensors. We'll go to signal status. We are getting strength 5 in Puerto Rico. We're getting strength 5 in Maryland. And we're getting strength 5 in Maine. That checks. That checks. I like that. So if we go back to our system control here, position hold, I don't want to do that because I'm not going to do an update, especially when I have GPS. Let's see what the RAIM says. RAIM is beautiful. Like I said, it looks good. Looks good. Flight plan, like I said, it is reading. Ooh, let's see. Flight plan is working correctly. Index looks good. Fuel management. Let's see. Fuel use since this time. Oh, you can dial in like a desired. Oh, that's so cool. You'd have to actually manually dial in the amount of fuel that's on board. Let me see if this still works, actually. Let's cheat. Again, things to do while we're flying. Play with the airplane. All right. Let's go back. Let's go to flight performance. Let's go to mass imbalance. Let's go to fuel. Why would that not be 3312, 3312, 3312, 3312? Nice. So that will be a little bit better. So it'll actually tell us what the estimated fuel is. That's so cool. There we go. So that's going to be good. That's already entered. And then I'm just going to go back to system control. And I should be able to just, fuel planning, index, fuel management. Like I said, just fiddling. That's how much we have on board, current. That's so nice. That's so darn cool. That is so darn cool. Let's see what else we can do here while we're fiddling around. MSG? Nope, no MSG. Good. Airports are good. Direct mode is good. We should probably pay attention to the flying of the airplane. How are we doing? Looks good. Hey, Martha's Vineyard showing up on the map, so it can't be too far. I just love the brutal simplicity of this thing. Also, I appreciate the fact that my right engine is not moving at the speed of my left engine. That is so accurate, it's not even funny. So here's the cool thing here. Here's the cool thing. I can actually take my right engine. And I can actually throttle my right engine up slightly. Problem is they're kind of linked to each other, so like it's never actually going to let me get away with it. That's okay, though. Yeah, but they're moving at slightly different speeds. That is so authentic. That is like one of the most authentic things I've seen in this airport so far, or airplane so far. Totally authentic. All right, so we have our DME. We have Fast Slave. We have an issue with that, which we do not. And we get a nice little look of the coast of Connecticut here as we're kind of taking off. There's the warning. I'm very curious to see whether or not it's going to level us off correctly this time. What else do we have here? VLF, permission. We'll go to the index page. Position map. I do want to play with the radar a lot more. Avionics status. No faults. Oh, I meant to check that. Let's see. Radar, we're getting a flash. That's just warning us that we're about to level off. 500 feet to go. Okay, it's a little sticky of an autopilot, but that's okay. And then we have some fiddling to do. Let's see. We'll check the radar. And we have to actually turn the radar on. I appreciate the fact it's relatively close. It's like when I push this button here, like I can see like it's right there. Radar control. Now we're going to flip over to wicks and turbulence. The tilt is pointing straight down, so of course it's not going to see anything but the ground. Put that to 0. Okay, this is adjusting this range. This is not. Oh, so if you push it, it zeroes it. Oh, that's so smart. Increase the radar range. There is no nastiness ahead of us. We'll do ground mapping. Interesting. Next page, test mode. We can do a quick little test pattern. Hey, it works. I love it. Auto tilt. Oh, we can do stabilization. Ah, that's nice. Oh, this is so cool. Let's see, ground control, that's good. We're not holding anything. We're on ground map. We could crank up the gain, but I don't think it's going to pick anything up. What I do want to do, though, is tilt this thing way the heck down and see if we can get a look at our destination. Let's see if I can crank that up just a little bit. It's 100 miles, and we're not picking up anything. Maybe I damaged the radar. No, this is not getting anything. We'll see if we can crank up the gain. Now, a real radar, if you crank the gain up hard enough, it would get very messy. You basically see lines everywhere, even though there would be no lines on here. That looks good. That looks good to me. We'll go back to the next page. Oops, I didn't mean to do negative gain. So I should just be able to click this button. Hey, and it instantly resets the tilt. I like that. We'll put the weather back on. All right, looking back out the window here. And just in case we need to see anything, we would go up in here. Let's see, did it ever cool off? Our avionics up front are 85 degrees. That's better. Our avionics bay, or like the actual in the nose, is still absolutely cooked. Ear discomfort isn't bad at all. It's beautifully comfortable in here. Everything is nice. Our fuel temperature is 34 on the Celsius scale. Let's take a look at our engines. They're both at 100% condition. Well, even though I drove them into the woods and got us killed, bad things happened. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. I didn't see that before. Check this out. You can see our center of gravity is actually pretty far back right now. I'm just taking a look at that right now. That's interesting. Okay. Let me come down here for a second here. I love the high frequency radio. That's so awesome. Ugh, gotta move my head around. Excuse me. Let's see here. 328, 325. So we're actually burning a little more fuel on the right engine, which is also running a little bit slower. Nice. Very authentic. We can go like this if we had to. There we go. Nice. Kind of balance them out. Not that it matters. The electrical load is pretty balanced. And one of the things you probably noticed is I didn't touch the throttle after we leveled off here. Just a touch more throttle. We can bring the RPM down, though. Let's go ahead and do that. Again, one of the acoustical concerns of any large aircraft like this is RPM. You can see it's about 1604. Again, these engines are $750,000 a piece, so I should probably be a little more careful with them. All right, we can pop that off. I'm not worried about that too much. There's no clouds, so everything is going smoothly. This is awesome. All right, just look at this thing. This would be a really, really nice picture for that. I'll steal that. Aha, look at that. Isn't that cool? Nice. Thank you for copying that to the clipboard. Delightful. Absolutely delightful. Okay, let's see what other awful things. One thing I do want to try to find while I'm kind of poking around in here. Let's see, this is set, high frequency. There's a couple things. You can always go down here and see how well they model something by basically taking a look at the underneath the pedals. Because a lot of airplanes would be like cords or things hanging here. But you can see they actually took the time to carefully kind of do that. We can actually set our brakes in flight, which we can. Awesome. Come around again. Like I said, we're just taking a look around. We're going to take a look around. What was that? Landing gear alternate extension. Up there it is. Hey, it works too. Nice. You can always take a look at the chair too. There should be a handle here that allows us to kind of push it forward and backwards, which they did not model. That is okay because nobody's ever going to come down here except for people like me who are just kind of curious to see how they modeled everything. I appreciate this though. If you check this out. Can't stick my head there. Hang on. Look at this. I actually took the time to get that little cable there for basically locking the pin in place. That's really, really cool. Let's see, we have the high frequency radio. Let's see if it can't really do anything with it, it looks like, but that's okay. Random knob. Let's see here. Offset, pitch trim, normal, standby. There's a reset and off. Don't forget to hit that one by accident. Fuel cutoff? Okay, no. That's actually for shutting the fuel off. All right. Cabin pressure is up to 1,000 feet. Wow, look at the differential pressure on this thing. Holy smokes. So as for you're aware, differential pressure is basically how much we can puff up this cabin. Check this out. You can go all the way up here. That is amazing how hard you can go on that. Gosh, that's high. Usually it's like down here, like 4.5, 5. Like we're already at our differential pressure, like on a normal one. That is impressive. All right, that's all set. Our backup instrument's kind of chilling. We'll go, what is this? Anomalous signals and station frequencies. I wonder what that is. Hang on, what test do I have in there right now? While we're having fun. Starship checklist and crew notes, nav data update. Black Square. I hope I didn't break anything when I did that. No, because we're reading data. Can I pop it out? No. I want. Nobody will laugh as I sit here and open the disk and close the disk. Let's go over here and see what happens when I click this one. You know the airplane's just going to fall out of the sky, right? Anomalous signals and station frequencies. Check that in there. All right, let's see what's on the disk. Mistakes were made. I'm already calling it. All right, so let's go to index page. Read, write, diskette. Read diskette. All right, what's on here? Number stations, transmitters, Morse code signal. Oh, that's so cool. Number stations? Oh, dude, what a neat detail. What a neat detail. They actually give you the frequencies right on here. I got to read off the disk again here. Let's see here, SSTV. That's neat. I'll read from the directory. Oh, this is so cool. And of course, they're going to give you basically the same thing each time. That's wild. Ah, that's so cool. All right, let's go ahead and exit that. I wonder what other fun things you can like do that you're not supposed to do with those discs. This is like going to be like a personal project of mine now to see all the naughty things you can do with the discs that you're not supposed to. Nope. Get. All right, while we're cruising, let's go play around in the back. Oh, what do we got? We got 10 minutes to go. We actually have to start descending. Oh, what's our ground speed? FMS, progress, actually performance. We're getting 313. All right, 313, and we're 10 nautical miles for 60 miles away. 313, or 11,000 feet. That's 1,000 feet per minute. Yeah, we got to start coming down. All right, let's do it. Let's go to about 1,000 feet here. 1,000, actually it's 1,200 or so at Martha's Vineyard. Looks good to me, looks good to me. All right, we're going to go to pick a vertical speed descent this time. And other reason, oh, no we're not. Now we're going to get a vertical speed descent. And we're going to go ahead and set this to 1,000 feet per minute. Gosh, this thing's like, whoa, it slams you right up through the ceiling when you do that. All right, we're coming down. All right, while that's going there, I'm going to shrink my range a little bit. Now, let's see here. Nav, pre-selected. We're 111.90 for pre-selected. Oh, that's so cool. VLF, we're actually reading off the VLF here. If I go to VOR1, VOR-DME, VOR2, we're going to have to fiddle with this all weekend. Then maybe the RMI if we just want it, but VOR1 and 2 are basically offline right now. Okay, one of the things we do have to do is change the pressurization. Checked. All right, we're coming down. I wonder if I can manually set a frequency here. Automatic. Oh, there's a switch for that. Let's see here. I see it, don't worry. You would think there'd be like something that would beep at you. It'll give you a heads up to say, oh, just so you know. Compass step, HSR. You think there'd be like a fun little switch up here. Nope. All right. Where is that switch? Oh, that's another thing I missed. I gotta go find that now. Engine data is normal, cross side, normal in the event that something broke. I'm gonna have to hunt that switch down. Like I said, first time really flying this plane. That's good. Coming down, 8.6 minutes to go. Looks good. Flip the radar back on. Radar control. We'll take the ground mapping. Next page. We can shut stabilization off. We can even turn auto tilt on. Stabilization is a good thing to have. Ground map gain. Looks good. Hold on. Off. Good. All right. Excellent. We got the window, so believe it or not, this Rhode Island are ripping through our wings, or ripping past. They better not be ripping through our wings. We got a little low if that's the case. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. Gross weight is good. We're 1308. Our maximum landing weight, I bet you that was one of the reasons we had issues earlier too. Takeoff weight, we're good. Empty weight is good. Useful load is good. Gross weight, delightful. There's one thing I want to find, though, and I want to see if it's a mission now. Let's see if we can find the switch. We're looking for alternate air. Okay, let's see if we can find it. Those are the engine actuators. Those are standby. Definitely don't want to shut those off. There it is. I was looking for these. We really should have been running those earlier. All right, anti-skid is good. Flaps is good. Windshield, we probably could leave that off again. There's no ice today. The outside air temperature is at least 50. And we're going to go shut the alternate blower off. Our AFX is enabled, which is okay. Looks good. Auto feather system is set. Yaw damper is going to come off. There's no turbulence here. Now, this is the scary part. I'm looking at my window right now, and there's just a wall of blue in front of us. And that's unfortunate. It's what it's like flying over the water here. All right, I was hoping Mr. Nips at some point could come on here and given us a heads up on what the weather is, but we're just going to have to trust it. All right, present position map. Let's do display. Look at how cool this thing is. Reduce range or deselect items. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Looking good. Neat. You can actually put the radar on this display as well. Like it's trying to pick it up anything yet, but that's okay. Martha's Vineyard is right off at 12 o'clock. Let's go ahead and call it Martha's Vineyard. I should probably do a little actual piloting right now. All right, let's see here. MVY. This is Mr. Nips's fault. All right, KMVY. All right, Martha's Vineyard. Let me go ahead and pull it up for us so we can get some ideas. All right, we are looking for a sauce is a telephone. That's new. 126.25. I did not expect that. Anyway, let's see here. 126.25. Whoops. Good thing I'm getting practice with this thing. Let's see here. We can put, oh, this is nav. I want to COM. 126.25 on COM 2. Let's turn on COM 2. Hey. All right. So this works fine. So again, relatively intuitive in that regard. All right. So tower today is going to be 118.3. What are you doing? All right. I guess just really wanted to talk to me today. That's fine. No, I'm not really worried about that. All right. We got to call them up. You can actually start to see Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard. Martha. Airport's farther from you. Let's see here. You. Again, I really wish it would just know that I want to talk to Martha's Vineyard, seeing as literally that's my destination. But it's okay. That's New Bedford. I've been to so many of these airports. All right. Actually, we're a little far out to give them a call. You can see it's about 23 nautical miles away. They are Class Delta, so we want to get a little bit closer before we give them a ring. Again, we can check with Mr. Nips there, and he'd probably tell us exactly, but that's okay. All right, here we go. 22.4, we're on automatic leg mode. We're going to bring in the range just a tiny bit. It's got to be runway 24 today. Martha's Vineyard Tower, Beach 64, is 25 miles to the west, requesting full stop with Gulf. Left downwind for 4, Beach 64. Man, does this thing descend like a cannon. I love how that right engine is totally doing its own thing right now. Love it. I just want to see something real quick. Ah, I was right. That is auto feather. I like how it is a system switch and it has a arm switch. Oh, a sync switch, rather. I just love how it's got the 2 separate switches. That's so darn cool. So darn cool. All right, we got plenty of fuel to land. Our landing fuel. Oh, we can calculate that now. Remember that? Fuel management. And you can see here our current onboard fuel. Oh, I love this. It's so cool. Let's see. Onboard is 3093 pounds calculated, which is actually pretty wild. We have more than that, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about that. And that's how much fuel that's going to be when we get down to the ground. And that is our current mass. Delightful. All right, we're going to try a different landing speed here. Let's see. Beechcraft Starship approach speed. Let's see what we can do as far as that goes. Oh, gosh, that is not right. They're calling even faster. Approach speed. I figured $1.25 was going to basically be perfect. 385. They're recommending 140 to 150. That is way too fast. I'll have to check the manual later on. When we came in the first time, for those of you who joined us later on today, we basically came in at $1.25 and it was too fast. I floated halfway down the runway before the thing finally settled. Oh, there's the airport. Nice and clear right here in the middle, basically waiting for us. All we got to do is settle down there, and we'll call that a stream right there at that point. For those of you who've joined us, great for you to see you and all that other good stuff. This has just been it's so much airplane. Like I'm thoroughly impressed with it. Oh, one thing I want to see actually. Well, we're coming down. We have 4 minutes before we get down. I'm gonna open the door. One of my favorite things to do is to always come back here and set up a little seat where the wing is. But if you look here, there's no wing seat. The wing is just kind of behind us, and it's just a little bit louder back here, which doesn't surprise me. Oh, here we go. That is so cool. That is so cool. I wonder if, like I said, we've already been back here for those of you who go back and take a look at the beginning of the stream here, but that's fine. All right, let's go float up front. Oh, neat. I still think this is so cool. They just have switches right there for when you open this door, you can turn the lights on. That's such a nice touch. All right. Uh-oh. Radar's starting to work. I was wondering when you were going to wake up radar. And we're actually going to shut the radar off on this screen here because it's going to get very crowded very quickly. This is not quite what the radar would look like. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We're going to shut it off on the screen because it's just going to blind me. Oh, no. Backwards. Leave it on the screen. There we go. That's better. And we'll bring the range in a little bit. I would do something brave, like try like an instrument approach or something like that, but we're good. All right, start slowing down. Is that what it says? So we have ITT. Okay. I wonder, is this the one where you can do... Nice. I like that. I love how you can put the engine data on this page here. Let's see here. Left to right engine data, all set. Oh, that's what I was looking for a while ago. It is on. Okay, I guess it's not. Not gonna worry about it. All right. As you recall from a little while ago, they're going to ask us to do left traffic for 2-4. This is going to be interesting because we're going to cross midfield and basically come in there. I love that little woo, 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 woo. It's almost like a Pac-Man noise. All right, let's get ready. So I really, really wish there was something you could tell it not to dive into beta. I don't know. I find that a little hard to use. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? I don't know. I've never seen an airplane do that before. I've seen a lot of interesting things that airplanes do. That is the absolute first time I've ever seen it fold that way. All right, we're already slow, but it feels pretty good. What I should have done is basically done a run it through the motions test where we try to find the stall speed, because this stall speed seems very low compared to the actual stall speed. Or very high, rather. All right, yep, low. I was right. All right, there's my buddy right down there. He's looking up at me going, oh, he did decide to come by. All right, this speed is making me feel a little bit more confident than last time. Oh, look at it slow down around the corner. Look how beautiful this plane is. It's so goofy without a tail, though. It's like flying a B-2. All right, 100's feeling pretty good compared to 125. But again, I got to go check the official manual. You're not going to clear me to land? Thank you. Clear 2-4, Beechcraft 6-4. And many of you probably just noticed that little shenanigan I did where I basically went out and then I came back. Totally a viable shenanigan, especially because I'm way too fast and I'm way too close. I'm trying to think of ways to describe this. It's like a very, very heavy... just trying to think what plane comes to mind. It doesn't have the vibe of a TBM, and it doesn't have like the pull of like a King Air or something like that. It's hard to explain. This is me going, that's a go around if I've ever seen one. We're gonna try it. Man, this thing, it's like a city block to turn this thing around. And you hear that little click? That's the me accidentally dropping it into beta. It's like the Airbus does the same thing. Drop it into reverse by accident mid-flight. We're actually at idle. Hear it? Hear it? Oh, that was so much better. Much better. Much better. Okay, so don't do 125 knots landing speed. Got it. Turn. Next taxi ray, Beach 64. Nice. All right, folks. I hope you've enjoyed our little video here today. This has been quite fun flying this brand new aircraft out. Thank you for dealing with some of my shenanigans, which, as always, it's going to happen with something brand new like this. Like I said, I've only basically breezed through the manual. I haven't taken the time to really do like a really, really thorough walkthrough like I do with a lot of aircraft before I do videos. We'll be having some videos with this later on, basically giving you an opportunity to, like, once I figure out how everything works, you'll see those coming out next week, kind of a thing like that. We'll do shutdown and secure it. It works really, really well here. And again, I left this one on VTR, so if you want to later on go check it out, feel free. This Martha's Vineyard, haven't flown down here in a long time. So this is particularly wild. There we go. Coming for a full stop there. And brakes. Oh, nice. Very nice. I'll go ahead and tap that. Let's see what we need to do to actually get this thing shut down. I'm actually kind of curious. All right, parking brake set. Oxygen supply. Push off. Click. All right. Engine ice protection should be off. Check. Windshield height should be off. 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 Standby instruments come off next. Off. Check. Bleed air valves come to the off position. Check. We're going to make sure temperature mode is off. Off. Check. Battery is going to be charged, which it definitely is at this point. ITT, everything should have stabilized a while ago. It did. Good. ITT is good. Condition levers go to fuel cutoff. Nice, nice. All right. It gets... Oh, it's unhappy. All right. Propellers get into the feathering position. Nice. Propellers are feathered. ITT should be coming down. Just want to make sure there's no fires. Nice. No fires. Overhead panel switches need to all come off. Did this thing just boo-boo at me? This isn't a thing. ECAS comes off. Let's see here. There should be a switch for that. I'm just being blind. Off, off, off. Control locks get installed. If I had something... I don't know where the shortcut is. There should be like a switch that you can basically hit it, but I'll deal with that later on. Is there like a hole for it? I'm not going to try to find it. It's okay. Control locks in place. Wheel locks in place. Gear locking pins. Parking brake. External covers. All right. Let's go set those real fast. All right. Now that we've had our successful little flight. I'm surprised they don't tell you to shut the batteries off. Weird. All right. Let's do it. Wheel chocks. Pitot covers. Engine covers. Gear pins. And we are awesome. All right, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed our little ad hoc live stream here. This thing's neat. I look forward to making a bunch of videos with it next week once I have a better idea of its kind of quirks. Definitely need to spend some time reading the manual. And one piece of advice for those of you who do pick this airplane up, it has a very, very long takeoff run. So be careful with it. Enjoy, everyone.